Want more Marvel? Digging DC? Looking for the latest in nerd news? We got it all and more. This is
Distance Nerding.
We're talking about anything pop culture, movies, music, food, wrestling, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it. The Distance Nerding podcast celebrates all things you nerd out on. More nerd news, less nerd negativity. Each week, join Young Phil and John Mez 5000 as they discuss what's new in the nerd world and get your voice heard in the Facebook group, The Distance Nerdington Post. Grab some tacos, hold on to your butts, and strap in for the ride. You are now listening to Distance Nerding.
Hey,
how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Ooh, dude, you sound all buttery on that microphone. You sound like a radio late night radio DJ. This is
I don't know how to
Ezra with the
respond to
Quiet
that.
Storm. Oh man! So what is new, my friend?
We not much. We went to SAC Anime this past weekend.
Yes, that was a 3-day long con. That was a long one. That was good.
I slept for 22 hours after. Definitely a good con.
Did you have fun?
Oh, I had so much fun.
What was your favorite part about the con?
Seeing all the cosplays, honestly, and the swords. I really like the swords.
The swords?
All of the swords.
You mean like things that people would make?
Yes.
Yeah.
What? And also the actual like metal swords.
Were they allowing real swords in there?
Yeah, you could buy real swords.
Oh well, yeah, I guess that's true. But but I didn't know. Like, I guess it would be piece tied off. But yeah, that is true. I forgot that you could buy real swords in there. Huh? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So if you want to bring a fake sword in, you got to get piece tied off. But if you want to buy a real sword there, that's completely legit.
Oh yeah, no, you have to put it in a box and it has to be taped all the way up, and then you have to either take it to your car or they give it to security and you have to pick it up after either when you leave or when the con ends.
Did you buy a sword, Ezra?
No, I wanted to. I didn't have money. I was broke.
Bro, believe me, I understand, dude. I went there for like an hour on Saturday, but my kid is like turning into that teenage age where nothing's cool and I don't want to be here and this sucks. He was upset that I would not buy him a sword too. He is 12. He does not need a sword.
Well, I mean, swords are amazing. So.
Well, this is true. And, you know, if he had some training. Okay, I don't know if you've got a fan that's oscillating there, but I'm hearing something with the mic going on. Oh, it's not going on anymore. So weird. Maybe it's me.
It might be you. I hear it with you. It's the fan behind you.
I don't hear it now. At any rate, you know, if he was like doing martial arts or had some kind of training or something, that would be hey, oh nice.
Yeah,
oh, you did get photos from con.
I got a couple photos. I only got like 3,
Ooh,
and then
look
Brittany
at those
got
horns.
one. Right? This one I tried doing it to where like I was trying to go for the Tesseract, like I wanted to take it.
Yeah,
but it didn't turn out.
That guy's tall, dude.
He is so tall. I'm not sure. I'm 5'11", and this
Wow.
dude towers above me. This dude's at least like 6'5".
That's even before he's put the horns on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I was only there for like an hour. Well, hello, Captain Justin. Thank you for jumping on. We were just talking about SAC Anime. Yeah, there was so many different booths there. Like I'm not an anime person, but like I can imagine if you were into anime, it was like a dream come true.
Oh, absolutely.
Like every product you could want was there, and there were so many people dressed up. Yeah, and were you at the Sinister booth? Say Wong, what is going on? Say Wong was out there as well. In fact, both of Say Wong and Justin were both at Silicon and at SAC Anime. So, are either of you guys out in Stockton this weekend? Stockton Con is the other huge one that's going on right now.
I don't understand how they do cons back to back to back to back. My feet were killing me after one day.
Well, I mean, these are all different companies that are doing it.
No,
You know
I
what I
mean
mean?
like people doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Like my feet were just like dead. Like I couldn't walk. Like
Right.
I think Don called it con foot or something like that. It awful.
Wow.
10 out of 10, do not recommend.
Right. And, can you imagine like some of these people are wearing like 30 pounds of costume on them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Justin says they're going to be there on Sunday at Stockton Con. So they were just at Silicon, then the Sac Anime, and now Stockton Con, dude. It's like a whole lifestyle. And then the week after that, we've got OhanaCon in Fairfield.
Oh my gosh, do we have a HanaCon coming up?
In Fairfield, the week after. So next weekend is OhanaCon. Wong says he's got friends there now. Yeah, I've seen a couple people posting out online, dude. Yeah, I just can't do it, dude. I'm sure if anybody's out there, SithCat is out there.
Oh yeah, SithCat's absolutely out there. He's not on right now, so he's definitely at con.
Yeah. If we don't have SithCat here, hey, before I forget, because I am so likely to forget things. We are very, very fortunate to have one of the best flow artists, one of the OGs, as a producer of this show. His name is Mr. James Kaiser, aka Darth Cephalus. And we have a flow of the show from another amazing person that we've had on actually a few different times, both in the interview segment because he owns a Saber company, but he's also an incredible flow artist. And in fact, a lot of the sabers that he makes are specific for flow, type moves. So with no further ado, this is Mr. Christian Castro from Saberflux Workshop. Hit it, Mr. Christian.
Hello, Saber enthusiasts. I'm Chris from the Saberflux Workshop, and today we're going to learn how to do neck rolls. What are neck rolls? This is a great beginner entry move for you to learn and start your contact journey. Not only that, it's what's going to open up to all the more advanced moves like the duck outs and the skis. More of that later. Okay, first things first, we're going to talk about where to hold your saber. You want to hold it from the bottom of the handle. You want enough space between the balance point and your fist, so when you lay it on your neck and you let go, the balance point is lined up behind your neck. Okay, another good tip is to, when you release it, to have your saber as horizontal as possible. This is going to give a lot more balance and is going to help you do the move. So, bottom of the hilt, and you're going to release it horizontally. So once it hits your neck, you're going to let go of it, and the momentum is going to carry the saber around your neck, and you're going to have your left hand ready to catch it and pull it out. So let's try this. I'm going to try to do it a couple of times. We're going to do some slow-mos. We're going to do a couple of different angles so you can have a good look to see what the prop is doing. video useful. I just want to mention that this style called contact flow arts is not easy. It requires a lot of practice, but the more you do it, the better you'll get. So just keep on pushing, push your limits, work hard, and you'll get there. Hope you all have a great day, and may the force be with you.
Woo!
I didn't know it was going to be a tutorial video tonight. That's so exciting.
Honestly, I didn't know
We don't-
either.
We don't often get those, so like I think that's actually the second one that we've gotten.
I think so. The yes, actual like video of it, but we also had a TikTok showing us how to do one.
Right. Yeah, that is so cool. And one of the things that for those that may or may not know, when he was talking about a contact saber, that may get mistaken with contact as in fighting. When he's talking about contact flow, that means contact to the body. So as opposed to tricks that you're doing where you're like throwing it in the air or spinning it or something like that, these are, you know, the off the body type tricks, which obviously the man is a master at.
He's amazing. Like, I have actually gone through his YouTube channel and watched a lot of his videos. He has so many tutorials, and he like will walk you through it in the comments if you don't get it. Like, I have seen at least one of them I saw. Like, he talked to someone like, hey, I understand that you're not getting it. This is how you do it. And I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. In fact, I was, I believe it was Tyler Babcock of Vire Saber. I'm not 100% sure. But I was joking because I think Tyler bought one of Christian's Saberflux workshop sabers. And he was getting like tutorial lessons from Christian after he bought the saber. And I was like, dude, talk about customer service. So yes, Christian Castro, check out more of his stuff. He is with, he is Saberflux Workshops. And that man is incredible. He's got videos all over the place. And thank you again to James Kaiser, always for bringing us fantastic flow artists from everywhere.
Yeah. You know what one thing I love about being host of this is, or not host, but like producer.
You are a host.
I am. But I can see like everything going on backstage and everything. All three of us were jamming out. Like, we can't see each other backstage. I'm the only one that can see the two of them.
Right.
And you guys were just, all three of us were just singing along, just.
Dude, I love the Super Friends segments or like the cuts and stuff like that. That was so cool.
Oh, that was amazing.
So that was our incredible flow of the show tonight. For our special guest, I am very excited. This is a person that we have had on before. If I was more organized, I have a book right over there that tells me like who was on every show and you know, like what segment they were on.
I know that book way too well.
You do. Like, Ezra has been going back and having to re-input every like show on our Saber Rattle page or on
our
Facebook
YouTube
page? Our YouTube page. Yes.
And our YouTube link officially works. So now you can look up Kyber Cave, youtube.com/Kyber Cave, and it shows up.
Thank you so much, Ezra. We love you. Ezra is the shop monkey. He does everything here. He has to know a little bit about everything. So he works up front and he works in the back. Yes, so the link is worked. So you can always check us out. If you're watching us here on Facebook, you can always check us out on YouTube. And I encourage you to go check out some of our past shows on YouTube. We always promote the Facebook, but we don't do the YouTube as much. But you know, we're getting there. So our incredible guest for tonight has been on the show before. Were you going to say something?
I was going to say, speaking of links and stuff, click the link below and help out our friends at Earl Cause Lancaster.
Oh, yay. Yes. Oh, thank you.
I'm going to do that every show until Caden tells me to stop.
Do you think that he's really going to tell you to stop?
I don't think he's going to tell me to stop, but I'm going to do it every show until either I'm no longer on the show or he tells me to stop.
I'm cool with that. All right. So let us get to our fantastic, amazing guest who has been here before. But we have a video. Let us roll that video. What's up?
Hello, hello.
I was getting lost in the beat there for a minute.
Yeah, I was ready for it to just keep on going. It's like, oh, right, I'm up.
So it is so good to see you on the West Coast, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, just got back from Atlanta earlier this week for Dragon Con.
That's right. That's right. And you, again, you've been on our show before. You have been at Kyber Cave. You are our grand prize winner for the costume contest when we had our grand opening in our second location. So we are very familiar with the famous Mr. Stephen Wong. But I know Dragon Con for you personally has been like a really big thing. How long have you been going to Dragon Con now?
I've been going there for about 8 years. I used to go to San Diego Comic Con every year, but when it became too difficult to get tickets, I started going to Dragon Con instead and haven't looked back since.
All right. And what is it that attracts you to Dragon Con? What is it that makes it like I have to go every year? Why this one? Because this is the big one you look forward to every year, right?
Yes, if I had to choose between the two, I would choose this one. 2 reasons. One is the level of costuming there. You would think with Comic-Con being, the big one, that nothing could top that. But even people there were saying like, oh man, you should see what they're doing at Dragon Con.
Oh, wow.
And once I went there, I'm like, oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Right.
The puns, the creative mashups, obscure TV shows and movies, where it's like I'll see something, I'm like, where have I seen that from? It's like, oh, it's from the '80s movie Robot Jocks or something.
Right.
And the second reason is the party atmosphere and vibe. Like the people there, it's like Dragon Con's not a place, it's a people.
Right.
Everyone there is so friendly. I've made more friends there than all other conventions combined.
Right. Wow. That is absolutely amazing. So, so you've been going for the last 8 years. How has it changed in the last 8 years?
Well, much like San Diego Comic-Con, it has gotten more crowded as word has spread. Every now and then you might
hear a bad thing.
Yeah. So it is almost shoulder to shoulder, and they're pretty good about the lines, but if you have to stand in a line outside, you are standing in southern humid heat.
Ugh.
And with my costume in particular, especially this year, where I'm wearing 5 layers of black leather and cloth.
Right.
Yeah.
So summertime is a good time to be a Jedi.
True.
All right, but when you're the Dark Lord, you don't really get that choice, do you?
Well, unless you're like Dark Talon.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I would pull off a good Dark Talon.
Yeah.
So you go to this convention every year, and so is it about you? Then is it about you improving your costume that you like Atlanta so much, or is it that you enjoy other people like their creativity? Like, is it more about your creativity or their creativity, or is it a mix of both?
Well, I will say that it's kind of like my Super Bowl, if you will, where any upgrades I make to my armor, I try to have in time for Dragon Con.
Right.
And, it had been 2 years since the last one, of course, because of the pandemic.
Right.
But, of course, in true cosplayer fashion, I put off the upgrades I had planned for the past couple of years until the week or two before.
Right.
That's
how cosplayers do it. Ooh, that's fantastic. I love that photo.
Some fan was kind enough to Photoshop me into that.
That is gorgeous.
But yeah, other people also bring their A game, like, whatever big costume they're doing, it's usually debuted like at Dragon Con.
Right.
I know it is for me. Whatever's new is usually for that one.
Dragon Con is the big, yeah. Oh, I was loving the G.I. Joe that I was seeing on your page, or the Cobra, I meant.
That's my latest costume there, and it's also Nugget the Sea Otter's first costume as Grogu.
Yeah!
And this was a fairly comfortable costume, and it still allowed me to wear a mask. Everyone did need to be wearing masks.
Right.
There, of course. So it was a win-win.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fantastic photo. Did you wear different costumes? How long is the Dragon Con?
Well, officially, Thursday is the first day you can pick up your badges.
Okay.
And then there are nightly events. But Wednesday is the new Thursday, so people are showing up on Wednesday, and there are some unofficial events on Wednesday. But because of that, Tuesday is the new Wednesday is the new Thursday. So I showed up on a Tuesday.
Right.
And didn't arrive till because of the time difference, I lose pretty much all day. So I don't get in till 10 o'clock at night. Then it can be a little scary taking the subway at night when you're by yourself. And then, and it runs through Labor Day. So Monday is the official end. So almost a week long.
This is like Woodstock for cosplayers.
Nerdy Gras. That's what we call it.
I love it. That's fantastic. So this year, you were fortunate enough to not go by yourself, right? You took a lovely partner with you to con. There we go.
Oh, unfortunately, she wasn't able to come with me this year, but did get her tickets for next year. It was a little too last minute for her to come this year.
I see. So where's this photo from?
Oh, that was at Silicon down in San Jose.
Silicon. Okay. Oh, those are fantastic.
Yeah, you can almost see the security checkpoint through the windows behind us.
Right. Okay, there you are. Okay, I see that. That is amazing.
So that was
okay. So this year you did go by yourself. You didn't go as a couple this year.
Right, which was a little scary coming out of the subway at 10:30, and there was I heard yelling up on the street. And
all right.
What did I walk in? I wish I was wearing my armor right then and there.
Right. But you know what? You survived. You're here. That's all part of the experience, right?
Oh yeah.
So we can see. Obviously, you took at least 2 costumes with you for Dragon Con. How many did you take?
I only took 2 this time. I normally try to take at least one of my suit costumes, from Kingsman. Gideon from Scott Pilgrim. Something dressy. But given I also have to factor in the weight in my luggage. I was really skirting the overweight, having to pay an overweight charge because the combat boots for my Cobra costume did add a fair amount of weight.
Oh wow!
And plus having to wear masks, which doesn't add that much. I mean, when wearing a suit, it's, kind of clashes with it a bit. So I tried to bring costumes where I'm already, where it's part of the costume.
Right. Yeah, that makes total sense. Are there places I'm not sure, maybe the boots are an example. I don't know with your Vader that you have going on. Are there places where you can go, okay, I can use this with this costume and this also goes with this one. So that's one less piece of clothing that I need to take out with me.
Okay, I'm really proud of it. So that last minute upgrade that I started on the week or 2 before convention, I upgraded the belt, the way I do the belt on my Vader costume. Originally, it was kind of like a duty belt, like a gun belt that was worn on the inside. That carries the weight of the swords, and then I would wrap it with a sash. So that it looks, a little more traditional. And then I'd have to take a separate pouch and then kind of hook it on over that. So it's a whole bunch of steps, takes a whole bunch of time. But this year, I made a new belt still out of a gun belt, but it's the kind of modular gun belt where, let's see. So I made these boxes, to resemble Vader's belt boxes, but they're made out of leather so that it matches the rest of the costume.
Oh wow!
Now here's the clever bit. I also made them functional in that the boxes open up and they store my extra lightsaber batteries.
Oh, that's so cool.
When it's a very long day. I may be out of the hotel room for over 12 hours, and definitely it's not going to last. So being able to carry extra, 4 extra batteries without taking up pouch space is invaluable.
Right.
And then I have a pouch over here for the phone, and maybe like a protein bar.
Right.
This pouch holds my folding fan.
Oh wow.
On the other side, I have folding pouch that could hold like a bottled drink.
Oh wow,
And all of this
dude,
is
you're all
hidden.
Inspector Gadget high tech over here, dude.
And all of these pouches on the back are hidden behind my cape, so
Right.
you don't really see it. So it's also only one step to put on. Like it's just click it once, I'm ready to go. And on the topic of using multiple pieces for different costumes, all I have to do is take off these boxes, and I can use it for my Cobra costume because it is a gun belt.
Right.
So this did do double duty.
Yeah. See, that is thinking smarter, not harder.
Yes. I love doing functional, clever things. All the cosplayers know sometimes it's hard carrying like your wallet, your phone, water, without carrying a backpack or having a handler.
Right,
I try to be as self-sufficient as possible. And I love seeing other people do this as well when they get clever with integrating quality of life features. It has nothing to do with the character, but it's entirely, that added, thought to it.
Right. I had a custom made for me. It's actually at my house, and actually Ezra has one too because he made one for Ezra. But he made bags that matched our cosplay, and there is so much. Mine is a Sith bag, and there's so much room in there. I can put water bottles. I put my business cards. I put stickers. I even put I put clickers for battles just in case a battle breaks out somewhere. I happen to be. I'm prepared.
Nice.
So you have worked on now this costume. What I love about this costume is this is an evolution. How long have you been working on your Samurai Vader?
I think the first iteration was maybe about 5 years ago. That one was based off like a gi and hakama, so it was purely fabric. So fairly comfortable, kind of more like a courtly kind of wear. Then the following year, I decided to step it up and armor upgrade. And then over the years, I try to every year I try to add or do something a little different. So for this year, it wasn't just the belt. I added some armor upgrades to my bracers. So I added these extra plates here that are on the inside.
Right. They look like his TIE fighter wings.
Right. But the problem was because the inside, let me see here, because the inside didn't have any, there we go. Because the inside didn't have any extra plating, it felt a little bare. And in a lot of pictures, you can see the inside of my arms, like when I'm posing. And so I wanted to have like a simple little, just add some extra plates to make it look more wraparound.
Right.
My cape is new for this year as well, a proper Japanese style cape.
Right. And you're making all of these additions yourself, right? Like you are actually physically making these things?
Some of them.
Okay.
The bracers and the belt stuff, yes, I made those from scratch out of leather. The cape was sourced from online, since it requires some screen printing to get my logos on there. And it took me a while to figure out the proper way to wear it because it is worn a little differently than like the original just floor length, behind the back cape. Because this one is meant to wrap around like the shoulders.
Right.
And like I said, it took me a while to figure out how to wear it properly and have it look, it's very Lando-ish.
Right. And you said it had custom logos, so it was a custom made piece, even though you may have bought, okay, so you may have bought a piece online like a cape, but then you sent that cape out to get your logos on there.
The same place that makes it offers that as a custom service.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's fantastic.
So, yeah.
So now another thing that I noticed, you had a picture. I don't know if we have it, but you had pictures where it was like, there was a couple other Samurai Vaders, but then there was like stormtroopers and different like samurai characters kind of all together, right?
Yes.
Do we happen to have that one, Ezra? Let's see. Maybe we don't.
We do not know.
Oh, okay.
It's on my Instagram. It's on my Instagram as one big post. But yeah, so naturally, the samurai Star Wars community was pretty small, so we quickly find each other at conventions.
Right,
And
right.
you'll always come. I'm always encounter people. They'll say like, "Hey, did you see the samurai stormtrooper?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy." Or it's like,
Right. Right. So
um,
one of
so
the
we,
things that I found was very striking. I saw one photo, and it was kind of funny to me because big shout out here to Gary Ripper. It was like everybody seemed to have Ripper blades. Like if you were doing the samurai, Star Wars samurai, like Ripper blade is the go-to company. Huh?
I was actually just joking with him. I said for the number of times I had to tell people where I got my blades, that I may as well just wear a back banner with his name on it. I don't have to keep repeating myself.
Right, right. But not only you, like it seemed like all of the other samurai, samurai stormtrooper or Vaders or whatever. Like anytime there was a blade, it was a Ripper blade. Like
Oh
there
yeah,
was no question about it.
almost pretty much almost all of them were. Although I would like to say that mine was one of Gary's rare mirror ones,
Right,
limited edition.
right. Yes, I know. And also, I feel like I don't know if this is true. I can't tell you if this is maybe you get to know a little bit more, but I feel like you are a big reason for that. I feel like your Sarah Vader Samurai was one of the first ones that I really saw kind of not only in our area, but I felt like more on a national level. And I've seen other ones since that. And I'm not saying that, that they're copying you or anything like that, but I feel like you have been a very big influence yourself to other people doing that style.
There was a fellow actually, a couple of the guys in those samurai pictures did tell me that mine was an inspiration for them, whether to do it or to step it up, which was really nice. Many of them, like one of them, was someone that had seen me before, started following me, and then I started following him. And whereas I have seen other Star Wars samurai cosplayers before me, and they were my inspiration.
Right.
And so it's just passing it along to future ones, and it's great seeing what people come up with. I love talking with how different construction methods. Like one of the best ones I saw this past week. His was actually made out of trash baskets, plastic trash baskets that had a kind of a wicker basket kind of texture. Yeah, that guy on the right there. With the green blade.
Right.
It looks perfectly great, but if you look you can't hardly tell, but his thigh armor and his shoulder armor is actually made out of trash cans. I'm like, oh my God, dude, that is so good. It works really good.
All right. No, I can see that actually from, oh my God, that Stormtrooper is incredible. Yeah. Thank you, Ezra. When you look at his thigh, I can see the patterning there on there. And I can imagine that being, something that I would buy at Walmart and then, cut it up and then spray paint it.
Yeah. So I love that ingenuity and creativity that there's no one way to do this kind of thing.
Right.
Now, that Stormtrooper that looks exactly like the figures, now that was a totally custom job. I know that guy. He's a cool guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's really legit.
Right. Yeah, that is absolutely amazing. Do you what are people's reactions to you when they see you in these costumes? I mean, I can see there's a guy back there taking a picture of you guys from the back.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. He could have been taking a picture of someone behind us. It's a big crowd, but no, yeah, everyone gets a big kick out of it. When I did this fashion show during the convention, all afternoon for the rest of that day, I had people coming up to me saying, there we go. Yeah, they were coming up to me saying, hey, I saw you in the fashion show. You did great. I loved it. And even the MC, who's in the very back there, she found me after the show, and she was like, oh, that was great. I want to take a closer look at it. I love meeting. This is how I've met so many people, and I love chatting with people. And sometimes I'll get I'll start running off about lightsabers and armor construction and yeah, I love meeting people.
Right. So I mean, obviously you've inspired a lot of people too in that whole genre, but is there something that attracts you, that keeps you coming back to this? Because obviously, like you said, you have a Cobra, you have other costumes, but this seems like one of the main staples that you are really known for. What is it about this this Vader samurai that really, like, this is your baby?
Well, it's funny you bring this up, because recently I saw a discussion about people doing costumes that they thought would be like a bigger hit and then turned out not to be.
Right.
And so then it's the difference between, are you trying to do whatever the latest show is? You're chasing whatever the trends are.
Right.
Because I totally get that. Like I knew Mandalorian was going to be big. The Witcher.
Right. Well, that Tron.
There's but it can be very resource intensive and time consuming trying to figure out what's going to be the hot thing.
Right.
And so for me, for the amount of energy and resources I have, I put it all into this. As I love the fact that I can wear it pretty much anywhere. Like I could wear it to an anime convention.
Right.
I could wear it to a convention, sci-fi convention.
Right.
I could even wear it to the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Right.
It is technically medieval, so it sort of could be worn to the Renaissance Fair even.
Right. Right.
It is mostly period accurate materials. It's all leather, except for the helmet.
Right.
And it's constructed in a mostly traditional way. So it's that versatility of being able to wear it almost anywhere, and that it is comfortable enough that I can drive in it. Minus the helmet.
Right. Yeah, that's fantastic. I know one of my buddies up here, Kevin, we call him Vader Kev. He has, the traditional Vader suit, and don't even ask him to drive anywhere. That man needs like 45 minutes lead time. You know what I mean? He needs to get to the location, and then it takes him a while to get dressed. And he can't sit down too while he's in his costume. So there seems like there's a lot of benefits to yours.
Yeah, I tried to make mine as functional as possible, and even if I had to take it off or put it on, I have at conventions driven up in normal clothes and just open up the trunk of my car, and it's easy enough to put on that I can put on in like 5-10 minutes. Like I've got, over the years, I've definitely gotten, to.
You got it down, Peter Parker style. That's fantastic. So, and I've noticed too. Hello, Nugget. And Nugget got to go with you on adventures for his first cosplay.
Yep. So since I brought him to me with me to the previous convention, but he just stayed up in the room since he didn't have a little costume. But he's about the right size as Grogu, Baby Yoda, and so a friend of mine helped make that for me, and then could carry him with me, and a lot of people, liked him too. They thought he was really cute.
See, now you could even do a Luke with the Baby Yoda. You can make him a Yoda in the back. You got the backpack. You can do a Luke version now, a Samurai Luke.
I was actually kind of thinking, or if not a samurai version, at least his Mandalorian season 2, just the normal, cloak and like a canon costume, I should say.
Right.
I was thinking of doing that, but time and I want to research it and get get it from someplace good, and so we'll see. But I love this one so much that it's hard to like put on anything else.
Right.
Also new for. Okay, so also new for this year is I can change out the crest rather easily, and
I noticed it's like Loki horns now, as opposed to it used to be a moon before.
Yeah. So the problem with the crescent moon shape is that I was constantly sometimes hitting it. Like if I was whirling around, my pole arm or swords, that sometimes I would. I mean, it was flexible, so it wouldn't break, but it was just, kind of annoying.
Right.
But since Loki was big, I added some small Loki horns. I figured I'll keep it a little subtle.
Right.
And the proportions, I think, fit very well. Like, even if you didn't know what Loki or that was, they actually do kind of fit the aesthetic.
Right. Yeah, totally. I think that's a great look. It worked all the way around. So you were just talking about something interesting, and it reminded me, like, literally just having this conversation with my Saber Tech, because we went to Silicon 2 weeks ago, and then this last weekend we went to SAC Anime, right? So I'm going to totally throw his business out into the web community. But here you go. So we were having a discussion about, he had done a lot of work on etching and painting a Mando helmet, and he was talking about how he was like upset that he didn't get a lot of compliments at SAC Anime. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, you know, I feel like SAC Anime is a different venue. That's more, you know, it's more and that's why it's called SAC Anime. You know what I mean? But I was like, you know, really, then that comes down to the interesting question is like, you know, why are you doing the cosplay? Is it for you? Because to me, if I put a lot of work into something and I've really worked on a costume, whether I get a lot of people complimenting me or wanting to take my photo or not, I would have a sense of pride in the work that I did. You know what I mean? I don't really look at it as like a competition unless you're specifically going for the competition. That's a whole separate thing. But how do you look at it? Do you do this more because you want people to have something cool every year to see new, or is this a personal drive? Or
I mean, it's just something that I love being in. Like, it definitely, you know how like the clothes, what you wear can make you feel a certain way, whether it's dressed up in a suit or, you know, that, yeah, definitely going around in this, especially with the new cape, I feel regal AF. I mean, I'm not, you know, this isn't it, but, you know, like, oh, I can swish, you know, and then, of course, any excuse to carry around a lightsaber. Honestly, that is a little bit of my criteria. That's why I did Gideon from Scott Pilgrim, because, well, he basically has a lightsaber katana.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I was even trying to think like, okay, do I have an excuse for a Cobra Trooper to carry a light? Well, okay, I can justify that one. Right. You know, it is fun carrying around a lightsaber because, you know, like military-based ones, you know, can be real sketchy about whether conventions will allow, you know, like gun props,
right.
or even if you're just walking out to get food, that can be also very touchy. But you know, lightsabers, everyone loves lightsabers, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I just, you know, having something that's also unique and like one of a kind. That there may be other Samurai Vaders, but we all look different. We're all doing it in a different way, and I love seeing, you know, it's both slightly competitive. You know, you can't help it. You know, it's like you love seeing it, but also, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's a brotherhood, but also a rivalry, a little bit. You want to be the best, you know. But that's why it's like we're upping each other's game, you know. Like I said, I saw others, and they inspired me, and it's like, ooh, okay, I gotta be at least as good as that. Or I love how they did, you know, maybe the shins on that one, and I want to try and do that. Or so yeah, I mean, I think that's great, you know, when the cosplay community can like build off each other and make something different and new and better.
Right. And yours is very interesting in that, like, you know, because it's a Shogun Vader, you can constantly make upgrades and changes. You know, if you're doing a New Hope Vader, once your costume gets to a certain point, that's it. You know what I mean? You're trying to look as screen accurate as possible. In your case, you're allowed as much flexibility as you want because it's your own take on the Vader. God, that's an amazing photo.
Yeah, sometimes it's all about that photographer making you know, got to give mad props to the photographers out there that are making us look good, because, you know, I can take some with my, you know, I can do all the poses and all that, but, you know, they can get that perfect angle that you wouldn't think of, or get the lighting just right, or they'll notice little things about like, oh, you know, move your hands slightly down, or like turn like, you know, a couple degrees to the right, or, you know, they got to give mad props to them.
Right. And Jim says Universals have a lightsaber. Lightsabers have a universal appeal. This is totally true. When we had our shop in the mall, I would say fully a good 50%, fully 50% of our customers had no interest in Star Wars whatsoever. But there's just the power of the glow stick. You can't get it, especially if that thing makes noise.
Yeah. Or with Gary's really cool designs and different shapes of blades.
Right. I love the mobility and flexibility you have in that costume. This is the new cape here?
No. This is the old one, because the old one went almost to the floor, which also led to some potential tripping hazards, whereas the new one goes down to about where the lower plates of my waist armor, that's about how far down it reaches. So it's no risk, very swishable.
Right.
Yeah, and because the easy way to tell is that cape there is just plain black, whereas the new one is edged very similar to the Jinbauri that I'm wearing right now, which has silver edging and the logos on the chest and on the back. So the length, trim, and logos are the way to tell. But I can't see myself ever going back. I mean, as great as it is when the wind blows behind this cape,
right?
I just love the new one so much more.
Now, let me ask you, with the cosplay, and especially because you do something that is so unusual and something that is so instantly recognizable, has Shogun Vader led you anywhere that you would not have expected to be in life? Like, have you been asked? I mean, obviously, I'm talking to you for some reason now, right? So obviously, you've had interviews talking about your costuming, but have people asked you to come certain places or be parts of events?
No. I mean, I'm not sure if that's really my sort of thing, anyways. But no, I mean, people love to see it. They love to take the pictures. But I mean, I will also admit it's not a canon character that a lot of people may not get it. In fact, I sometimes get mistaken for the Shredder.
Oh, wow.
I actually found a Shredder cosplayer at DragonCon this year that I intentionally wanted to take a picture next to her.
Right. This is what the Shredder looks like.
This is the Shredder. Other than having a samurai helmet of some kind,
right?
Shredder's purple and silver.
Right. There are no similarities.
Black, and I'm carrying a lightsaber, and I have no spiky bits or bladey bits on me, and it's like, I'm surprised more people remember the Shredder than would think. Clearly this is not, this is a pretty clear Darth Vader helmet. It's not that heavily modified that you shouldn't,
be able to recognize it.
Even the pattern, on the chest was intentionally designed to look like Vader's collar. Everything. I've also got the chest box here, so all the Vader elements are there.
Right.
Just in a different way, but yeah.
Right. Now, how is it traveling with all of that? So obviously, you have 3 sabers, right? 3. One of them is a staff.
Yeah. So I broke that down. I just got this new poster tube that it's really. It's I think an 6 or 8 inch diameter poster tube that telescopes, and well, I can tell the TSA inspected that. I got a little, even though there's no metal in, other than the end caps, there's no metal in there. It's plastic blades. I mean, I realize what it may look like in an X-ray, but and the saber hilts I carry separately, so as carry-on, because I'm not going to be I don't trust that to be checked in.
Right.
The blades I have no choice but to check in, because even though it's plastic, I was told previously that because of what it looks like, that it could cause alarm. So it's okay. So I checked that in. The armor goes into a large hard shell suitcase, and being leather and very flexible, it packs fairly compactly. The problem is the weight, which I mentioned before, does skirt my luggage to the overweight fee. It's getting real close.
Oh, wow.
So I am considering seeking out, probably talking to the armor cosplayers, like the Stormtroopers, the Mandalorians, and see what kind of rolling trunks that they use, and I might. I know I'll have to pay a fee on that, but
Right.
at least it should be easier to maybe tow around.
Right. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. A lot of times, I think people don't realize the amount of work that goes into making these costumes happen. It's not just about wearing it on that day, but there's maintenance to it. There's keeping it. There's transporting it to and from the events. Febrezing it down. There's a lot that goes into the costumes. Do you have any advice for somebody starting off with a new costume? Maybe they have an idea. They want to do their own Shogun Vader. Where should someone start with this?
Well, I mean, researching. There's a zillion pictures of samurai out there. Just taking a close look at how the armor is constructed, because, for example, the way the shoulder armor. Let's see. I don't know if, for example, the way the shoulder armor overlaps. It's not the way you think. You would assume that it would overlap like the shingles on a house.
Right.
Makes sense, right? That it would just kind of go down like that. But if you look at it, it's not like that. It's almost like stairs. And
wow.
I was talking to one cosplayer at Silicon that made his own samurai armor, and I talked to him about this, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, you had a 50-50 chance to get it right, and you did get it right." He's like, "Well, it just seemed like the right way." But yeah, doing that kind of just look how it's put together. You will be buying a lot of lacing. I can tell you that. A lot, because you got to figure each string, each vertical column is like maybe one entire shoelace.
Oh,
well,
wow.
How many is doing just the shoulders?
Right,
how many is doing the torso? But there are other ways to do it. For example, that one black armored Death Trooper samurai that we saw that had the green,
yeah,
made it out of trash cans. That his torso was not. No, it was
the Death Trooper, was a skinny, tall guy was on the right in all black.
It had there were three of us, and there was
there he is.
So if you look closely at his chest piece, which I know you can't really zoom in, but it's not laced together like mine is. Mm-hmm. His, I believe, was some kind of I think it was like some bolted, like some kind of rivets or bolts.
Mm-hmm.
So that saves a lot on laces, but the trade-off then is you might lose some flexibility. I don't know how well can he bend over.
Right.
With that, because if it's non-moving, whereas mine, because it's multiple sections and it's laced together, yes, I could bend all the way to the ground, and that's why I'm able to drive in it. So it's things like this that you have to think about before you get too far along and then realize, oh crap, I can't move a certain way, and now I wasted all this time and money, doing something.
Right.
So like I said, there's no one way to do it. Just look at various pictures. You can figure it out and find something that's within your budget, within your skill level.
Right.
Because definitely lacing takes a lot of time.
Right. Right. Hey, and we are going to get ready and wrap up here, Steven, but I did want to talk to you. It's so funny because, I told you this would happen. I end up talking to people ahead of time, and I end up having, the conversation. I was like, oh, my God, I should be saving this for air. But I did want to talk to you specifically about Dragon Con because it's things that I've talked to other people here. What advice do you have? When should people start preparing for Dragon Con? Is this something I can do 6 months in advance? When should I start thinking about my costume for the next Dragon Con that's coming up? Hotels, what advice do you have about getting rooms or not getting mugged on the subway or whatever else you can tell us?
Well, tickets are already on sale for next year, and as with most conventions, it's at its cheapest point, but that is forcing you into a commitment, a non-refundable commitment. So even though they do not cap tickets like Comic-Con does, the one thing that is a fight is the Hotel Hunger Games, which, because two of the main hotels do legacy booking, meaning that the same people that were there this year are already pre-booked for next year.
Oh, so wow.
Good luck. It's already automatically booked.
Right,
for
right,
most of the
right,
day.
Wow.
Then another one of the hotels will open up like the regular bookings, I think in October. So basically, I'm getting my room and paying, and I think you have to, if I recall correctly, I think you got to pay pretty much the entire stay, like 9-10 months in advance.
Oh, wow.
So that's if you want to be in one of the host hotels, which is the place to be as far as I'm concerned. I will not do anything otherwise.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you about that, because when I went to Silicon, my hotel was like 11 miles away, 11 miles seems a lot closer when you're just talking about it than when you're actually in an Uber. But so what? Why will you only do the host hotels? Because obviously it costs more to do that, right? Everybody wants to be in the host hotels. What are the benefits?
Well, aside from having a convenient place to change, this con has probably the best nightlife. So it was weird leaving. It felt weird leaving Silicon, like 7 p.m. It's like, oh right, it's time to go home. Whereas at Dragon Con, the party's just getting started at like 9-10 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty much 24 hours. Like I frequently do not get back to my room till like maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. And then, cleaning up, hanging out with my, roommates. And then we don't go to sleep till like maybe 5 or 6 in the morning.
Oh my God.
And this is day after day for several days. So, if I'm in costume and I've been partying, like, party after party, I really don't want to have to, worry about getting across town or walking anywhere or taking the subway. I mean, the subway does drop you off pretty much right in the middle of it. So public transportation is very feasible if you're on a budget and you can only get like a outlying Airbnb, hotel, whatever, that it is viable, but it's not for me. But yeah, there are a lot of hotels in the area, but like I said, the convention has grown bigger and bigger.
Right.
Except for this year, of course, which, was like limited capacity because, well,
Right.
But yeah, definitely you have to. Now, there is a Facebook group. I think it's called something like Dragon Con Hotel Connection, or a little searching will find it, to find out information on hotels. Sometimes you can also find people that need roommates, or maybe people that need to get rid of a room and need to transfer it. There are resources for it. Sometimes people do find last-minute rooms, because sometimes people have to cancel at the last minute.
Right.
But you are taking a chance then.
Right.
Me, I'll just pay whatever. This is my big vacation. That's fine. I'll pay for it 9-10 months in advance. Flights start opening up around, I think, late January or February. So yeah, it's always Labor Day weekend, always in Atlanta.
Do you have any idea roughly what tickets run?
Right now, it is I think about $85, $95, somewhere thereabouts.
Is that per day or for the
no
weekend?
For the weekend pass?
Oh wow, okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, and then for the whole like if you get it like the day of, it's like maybe 100 and 130, 140 maybe.
Okay.
So for how long it is. And like I said, it's 24 hours pretty much. So it's worth it.
That is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to one day go myself. And in fact, you opened the door for me when we were having a discussion earlier today. I am going to figure out who I need to talk to at Dragon Con and see about doing a Saber panel or something like that. That would be fantastic.
Okay, we'll talk offline about. I'll try and point you in the right direction to try and find somebody.
Oh, you are the man. I totally appreciate it. No, this is going to be cool. And then I can contact Vader's Vault or some of the other companies and see if we can get him in on the panel too.
All right, sounds well. Now here's the thing. I don't know if so the one Saber company that is consistently there in the vendors hall every year is Ultra Sabers. And I heard they have some kind of exclusive deal or contract to be there, because a lot of people have asked how come like Saber Forge or like the other Saber companies aren't there.
Right.
So this is what I heard was that like it's some kind of exclusivity thing. Take it with a grain of salt.
Right.
But so that's why it's like it'll be almost ironic having representatives from the other hold a panel.
Right.
I don't want no drama.
All right. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's very interesting. All right, Mr. Stephen Wong, I want to thank you so much. Can you please tell people if I was interested in following your Instagram, or if I wanted to find more photos, or even find out where you're going to be? Maybe I want to come and meet you and take a photograph with you myself. How would people find out more information about you?
So my Instagram it's real easy. Shogun_Vader.
Can't ask more than that.
And I've been posting a lot of pictures from Dragon Con, some videos, some of the parties, some videos from these night fights. Like guys in like full 80 to 100 pounds of armor, wailing on each other with steel, blunt steel weapons for 3 rounds, 2 minutes each. And that was exciting. I can't believe I hadn't seen it until now.
Right.
That was really exciting.
Right. Yeah, I saw a bit of your video on your Facebook about that. Yeah, that is very exciting. And I'd love to have a saber battle out one of those. Love the idea of a con panel at Dragon Con. Yeah, that would be fantastic. And Jim owns a lightsaber company himself. Not Saber Forge. Star Forge. Star Forge Sabers. So yeah, that would be very, very cool. All right.
Let me just also add, for the Saber enthusiasts at Dragon Con, there is a Star Wars themed party at night, and usually they set up an impromptu arena within. The people are dancing over here, and then either at the front or the back, they set up. Just kind of people are kind of make space,
right?
And anyone that wants to step into the ring can, and even if you don't have a saber, there are frequently people there, the organizers there, that are usually happy to loan you one. And, if you want to, do some impromptu dueling, you can either challenge someone or just step in and wait for someone else to step in. And so.
Yes, I am there.
And you got the music and the lasers and the DJ going, and it's pretty cool.
Furry lightsaber battles. I'm all about it. Stephen, thank you so much. I want to thank you for taking time with us, especially after you've had such a busy and tiring week. Thank you for taking time to speak with us and let us know about how we can hopefully come hang out with you next year at Dragon Con.
All right, thank you so much for having me.
And thank you. What is it? Thank you, Nuggets, for the fantastic photos and your experiences at Dragon Con as well.
Thank you.
All right, take it easy.
All right.
Shogun Vader.
Oh, this looks so cool.
Star Wars is a fan of all media, and the visions of a feudal area of Darth Vader gives a glimpse of the upcoming series. I don't know if you all have seen the preview trailer for Star Wars Visions, but it looks amazing. And it's anywhere this is their interpretation of Darth Vader plus additional stabilized custom worn as either armor or as a kimono. Also mixing and matching a few layer options, simple long cape, traditional Japori vest, and new for this year, a traditional Japanese manto cape. This should be quite stylish. It is quite stylish. This looks absolutely fantastic.
Those custom lightsabers? Oh my.
Hey.
Did you hear those custom lightsabers? Ripper blades.
Yeah.
Hey, before I forget, I actually remember this time. Want to roll the? I can hear a fan.
It's yours.
Is it me? It's not me. I've been running this whole show. It's okay. At any rate, talk of the town. Do we have one this week?
We do.
Oh, see, I actually remembered.
Finally. Let's roll it.
That is it too. The Mandos be dancing, dude, because they can
Correct.
actually move in their costumes.
Absolutely. You guys
All right,
can't see it, but down there, Vader is just.
What does that say? Ooh, challenge Shogun Vader with what does it say? It's a Mando.
Roroni Mando?
I don't know what a Roroni Mando is.
Roroni?
Is that Rice-A-Roni? Dude, Jim's much smarter than I am. I'm not a smart person.
I have no
All
idea
right.
what that is, so.
Oh my god, dude, that fan sounds like somebody's like heavy breathing into the microphone, like a stalker. All right, we are going to wrap it up for tonight. We're at about just over an hour. We're not doing too bad tonight. I want to thank everyone for being on. I want to thank Mr. Christian Castro, our flow of the show, and of course, Mr. James Kaiser, who brings us our fantastic flow every week. Mr. Stephen Wong, fantastic Shogun Vader, for sharing his knowledge about Dragon Con and costuming in general. So we will be back. Hopefully, Jim will be back with us next week. We'll get a panel going. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna talk to Shogun Vader. I'm gonna try to get us on a Dragon Con panel for next year. That'll give us an excuse that we have to fly to Atlanta.
Hey, I get a free ticket to Atlanta. No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Nothing is free. Yeah. All right, Ezra. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I hope you guys have a fantastic and safe weekend, and we will see you here next Friday at 7 p.m.
Bye, everyone.